Did you know that there is an artificial intelligence capable of predicting breast cancer 5 years before symptoms appear? Do you know Blue Honey? Have you ever wondered what the most expensive house in the world looks like? All this and much more today on Callan the Curious. Have you ever wondered how many people have lived in the world from the beginning until now? Estimating how many people have lived on Earth since the beginning is complicated, but it is estimated that around 108 billion people have been born since the first modern humans emerged, some 200,000 years ago. This figure includes everything from the first hunters and gatherers to the current population, which exceeds 8 billion. An amazing testament to the history of humanity. It's called BrainBridge, and it's a revolutionary concept for a machine that does these transplants. It uses high-pressure robots and artificial intelligence to ensure fast recoveries. The operation maintains the patient's memory, consciousness, and cognitive abilities. A plasma solution is administered that keeps the body and brain oxygenated. The ultra-precise robots connect the spinal cord, trachea, esophagus, nerves, and so on, thus connecting the brain to the new body. Wait, if I had children, would the children be mine or not? Serious dilemma. Tell me your opinion in the comments. This is Antilia Tower, the most expensive house in the world. Mukesh Ambani, India's richest man, built this property in Bombay. With a cost of more than $1 billion, it consists of 27 floors and 37,160 square meters. It has 3 helipads, a movie theater for 50 spectators, a health center, a dance center, and a 6-story underground parking lot with capacity for 160 vehicles. This residence, built to withstand earthquakes of up to 8 on the Richter scale, is so large that it is estimated to have more than 600 service employees. This is the Dome, a bar in the Inglewood Cosmos, located in the city of Los Angeles. It allows you to experience football matches as if you were in the stadium. It has tables surrounding a huge LED screen of almost 900 square meters, arranged in such a way that you feel like you are in the stadium. Not only is the experience offered for Premier League matches, but also for NFL, NBA, UFC, NHL games, among others. Les Aquamens are part of the French theatre group Martyr. They are known for wandering the streets of Paris with fish tanks on their heads. Singer Jon Bon Jovi has captured the attention and admiration of social media with the creation of JBJ's Soul Kitchen, a restaurant that offers a unique dining experience where food is paid for with donations or labor. The restaurant is a space where people come together and support each other, organizing community events, workshops, and activities that encourage social interaction and community engagement. Japan is disappearing. With a population of almost 126 million, it has the oldest population in the world. In 1945, 4 to 5 children were born per woman, and today it is 1.25 per woman. It is estimated that the population will fall to 86 million in 2060. All this is due to the fact that young people, due to high competition and excessive working hours, give up the idea of forming families because they cannot support them or even have a secure job future. The situation is so critical that since 2014, more diapers for adults than for babies have been sold in the country. Have you ever wondered what the longest flight in the world is? The answer is the Singapore Airlines flight that connects Singapore and New York with a distance of approximately 15,300 kilometers. The flight lasts about 19 hours without stops. This colossal trip crosses almost the entire northern hemisphere, offering passengers spectacular views and a unique experience on luxury airlines. A true air marathon. For Adele's performances in Germany in August, the singer had an exclusive stadium built for her concerts. The stadium is called Adele Stadium and is a demountable venue with a capacity for 80,000 people, which is part of the Adele World theme park. According to Billboard, at least 740,000 people are expected during the 10 shows. With this event, Adele can boast that she is the only singer to have built a stadium for her concerts, investing more than $130 million. This is the oldest football on record. It was found in Scotland in a castle wall. It is around 475 years old and is made from a pig's internal bladder covered with leather panels sewn together. The Iberian lynx has been removed from the list of endangered species thanks to conservation efforts and captive breeding programs. The feline's population has increased considerably, moving it to the category of near threatened according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature. However, it still faces challenges such as habitat fragmentation and diseases, so conservation actions continue to be crucial. The iconic rock band Aerosmith is retiring and will not play again. Because the voice of Steven Tyler, their vocalist, did not fully recover when a blood vessel in his throat burst in 2006. The band issued a statement expressing their gratitude to their fans and explaining that Taylor, despite having received extensive medical treatment, his injuries are very serious and that they will retire from music. This is the Bagger 293, the largest vehicle in history. The Bagger 293 is an excavator that measures 225 meters long and 96 meters high. It is taller than the Eiffel Tower. It moves up to 240,000 cubic meters of earth a day. This colossal German vehicle costs around $100 million. Its size is so impressive that it moves on giant tracks. It can dig up entire mountains. A marvel of engineering. Former Romanian basketball player Robert Bobrovsky, known for his impressive 2.31 meter height, has found a new path in the film industry. At 23, after having to abandon his dream of playing in the NBA due to health problems such as scoliosis, Bobrovsky now shines on the big screen as the villain in the new sci-fi film, Alien Romulus. In the film, Bobrovsky plays a terrifying hybrid between a human and an alien, a role for which his imposing height made him perfect. This is the car with the highest mileage in the world. A 1966 Volvo P1800S. It was driven by its owner, Irv Gordon, for a total of 5,230,781 kilometers. That is the equivalent of going around the planet 120 times. Actor Jonah Hill accepted a payment of $60,000 for his role in the film The Wolf of Wall Street, only because it was a film directed by the acclaimed Martin Scorsese. Although this amount of money does not seem insignificant, if we compare it to the amount earned by Leonardo DiCaprio for the same film, it does turn out to be a smaller amount. DiCaprio received $10 million for his role. However, this fact only added prestige to Jonah Hill's career, since after that film, he is considered a renowned actor. Did you know that the prestigious brand Lacoste paid the Argentine music group Los Huachiturros to stop wearing their clothes? The group always wore a t-shirt from the brand whenever they appeared, and this displeased the company, who sought to be associated with quality and status. Lacoste called the band's manager to offer them money to stop wearing the clothes. The group accepted the offer and switched to Tommy Hilfiger, Lacoste's competitor. This is what Yonshakudama, the world's largest firework, looks like. It weighs around 420 kilograms and can reach 800 meters in diameter when it explodes. It is used at major festivals, such as the Nakaoka Festival in Japan from August 1st to 3, offering a unique experience for those who have the chance to witness it. Nigerian 24-year-old Osaid Oluwole, known as Coded, has broken the world record by playing a football video game for 72 hours straight, beating the previous record of 50 hours. Osaid, a biochemist and car salesman, achieved the feat to raise funds for a hospital in his hometown. He played the Dream League soccer video game in 1-hour chunks, and after more than 500 games, he said he thoroughly enjoyed the experience despite the difficulties. World records are becoming increasingly rare. Watch David Ross bounce a ping pong ball off the wall 47 times. That's right, he does it with his mouth. Marathon runner Lenny Moen uses the app Strava, which records your journey as you start running, to transform his routes into pieces of art. Among them, we can see the iconic Frida Kahlo. The new National Library of El Salvador is considered the largest and most modern library in Latin America. It is the first national library in the world to be open 24 hours a day. It has more than 360,000 books and more than 9 million in digital format. It has 5G internet on all levels, thematic areas such as Star Wars or Harry Potter, and even gamer zones. But of course, to be able to play, you must read for at least 30 minutes and answer a short survey about the book you chose. Interesting proposal. In 2012, an unusual phenomenon occurred in France, where honey turned blue. The production of this colored honey was due to bees in Alsace, France, feeding on waste from an M&M's factory. However, the honey could not be sold because it did not meet France's honey production standards, as it was not obtained from plant nectar. You may not have known that the necktie originated in Croatia. During the 17th century, Croatian mercenaries in the service of France wore around their necks a band of cloth known as a hrvat, which means Croatian in their language. This garment caught the attention of Parisians for its elegance and style, and quickly became popular in the court of King Louis XIV. The French adopted this fashion and called it cravat, a term derived from hrvat that eventually evolved into the modern necktie we know today. The world's fastest dog versus the fastest human. This is a greyhound and is almost twice as fast as Usain Bolt. If you've seen the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, you'll probably know Dogpool, a half-pug, half-Chinese crested dog named Peggy, who made a lot of noise in early 2023. Her habit of sticking her tongue out and her lack of hair earned her the title of the ugliest dog in the United Kingdom, awarded by Parrot Print, a company specializing in canvas prints. Ryan Reynolds, upon learning her story, considered this reason enough to advocate for Peggy to get the role of Dogpool. This is the Beipanjiang Suspension Bridge in China. It is located over a valley so deep that it is 1224 meters long and 496 meters high. It is so high that a skyscraper could fit under it. To build these structures, engineers decided to use rockets to launch ropes and then tighten the steel cables from one end of the mountain to the other. Simply impressive! In Mexico, the Naica Cave, colloquially known as the Cave of Crystals, is located. They are buried at a depth of about 300 meters and are the largest known natural crystals. Some of the crystals can reach more than 9 meters in height. There is a video game on the internet that helps you type faster. The game is called Zdype, and you basically have to type the words that appear on the screen before they collide with the spaceship. It is a great game for those people who work in an office and want to improve their performance when writing documents. I have provided the link to the game in the description. On my first try, I got to the 6th level. Let's see what level you get to. Did you know that Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi's children have the same age difference as their parents? 869 days exactly. The alien movie Romulus is about to be released, and its advertising campaign never ceases to amaze us. In New York City, we can see people with these creatures stuck to their faces or chests under billboards for the movie. Without a doubt, an impeccable marketing strategy. This brilliant creation called the Sea Bin was created by 2 Australians to combat marine pollution. It looks like a normal circle, but it can filter up to 25,000 liters of water per hour, collecting waste and industrial chemicals. The sea bin sucks in trash and even oil from ships using suction, and just one can clean up to 6 pounds of trash per day. Can you imagine if thousands of them could clean up the ocean? That would be great! In June 2020, the Liceu Grand Theatre in Barcelona, Spain, held a unique concert for 2,292 plants, which, well-groomed and groomed, filled all the seats in the theatre to listen to the Uccelli Quartet String Quartet perform Puccini's Crisantemi. This unforgettable concert was broadcast live and aimed to vindicate the importance of the plant world after the pandemic. Furthermore, it was not intended for the enjoyment of humans, but for people to play the concert for their plants at home. On September 19th, it's Batman's 85th birthday, and AMC theaters will be releasing the popcorn bucket of the year, featuring the superhero's bat signal. It looks cool from any angle, but the most amazing thing is that it actually works since it has a spotlight inside, and you can project the bat signal to summon Batman to your aid. We all need one, so if you're near an AMC, head to the theaters because during the airing of this video, they're still on sale. Get one or as many as you can afford. Watch Evan Santangelo retrieve his hat after it flew off during his skydiving trip. Did you know that Darth Vader won the lottery in Jamaica? This lucky winner decided to dress up as the character to hide his identity when collecting his $95 million prize. The winner, known simply as W. Brown, explained that he chose to hide his identity to maintain his privacy. Incredibly, none of his friends or family know he won the lottery. And you, what would you dress up as if you won a prize worth millions of dollars? Let me know in the comments. This is the Canadian Court O'Reilly, and she uses one of the most amazing drawing techniques called wood burning. Her canvas is wood and her materials are a blowtorch and pyrographers that use electricity at the tip, burning whatever it touches. She has been working in pyrography for more than 8 years and spends many hours for these fascinating works. Without a doubt, I would like to have a work like this in my house. And you? In 2013, we met the Atlas robot from Boston Dynamics. We were fascinated by its versatility of movement and adaptability to the environment. However, it had some limitations, such as its compact hydraulic system, which had many breakdowns. It had never handled heavy or miniature loads, and its high cost, estimated at $1 million. For this reason, Boston Dynamics has presented its new Atlas. This new robot works with batteries and electric actuators, surpasses human capabilities in terms of strength and mobility, and the new Atlas is intended to be a commercial product. What do you think about robots? Would you have one? Let me know in the comments. A baby and his dog who changed places during the night went viral on social media. How would you make sure your child doesn't disappear? Reflect orbital plans to build space mirrors capable of reflecting sunlight at night. They are designed to maximize the productivity of solar panels. Will it be possible? A man in China set a new Guinness World Record by spinning his phone 320 times on a single finger without stopping. This unusual achievement, achieved on March 9, 2024, adds to the long list of strange records that capture the world's attention for their creativity and sometimes their extravagance. Did you know that the human egg cell is the largest cell in the body and is large enough to be seen by the human eye without a microscope? There are 10 eggs in this drop and they are effortlessly visible. It is impressive that babies develop inside each one. You may not have known about the Barasirur coffee, an alarm clock that wakes you up to the aroma of freshly brewed coffee. This ingenious device grinds beans and brews a fresh cup of coffee while you sleep, eliminating the need to get up and make coffee in the morning. You can program the time you want to wake up and the amount of coffee you want. Although it costs over $400, it is a good option for coffee lovers who want to save time in the morning. This was supposed to be the original cast of The Big Bang Theory that they filmed a pilot episode with, but it never made it to air. The cast included Leonard, Sheldon, Kathy, and Gilda. The plot was Leonard and Sheldon are two clumsy scientists who share an apartment, meet a drunk girl named Kathy, and invite her to stay at their house because she has nowhere else to stay. The two boys have a friend, also a scientist named Gilda. In the past, before the invention of high-speed cameras, the winners of races at the Olympics were determined in a curious way. Approximately 20 observers stood at the finish line to decide the final results. This is what the Planet of the Apes movie looks like before all the visual effects are put in. New concept art for the Deadpool and Wolverine movie has recently been released, and it features some of the biggest names in the franchise who weren't able to make an appearance, including Ben Affleck's Daredevil, Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider, and even a dinosaur variant of Deadpool. This would have certainly been a huge hit on screen. What characters would you have liked to see in the movie? Let me know in the comments. Check out this curious anti-theft suitcase from the 1960s. The suitcase deployed a kind of tube that prevented the thief from moving easily. The handle also squeezed the thief's hand so that he couldn't let go. Really strange. The iconic Italian brand Dolce & Gabbana has launched the first fragrance for dogs called Fefe. The brand has made sure that this product is safe, pleasant, and above all, approved by experts. The fragrance includes notes of ylang-ylang, musk, and sandalwood. All so that your dog smells like he is walking down a catwalk in Milan. Fefe does not contain alcohol, so there is no risk of irritating your pet's skin. Its price is only $99. Would you buy it? Did you know that fridgescaping exists? A new trend that consists of decorating the inside of the fridge with non-edible objects. From picture frames, ceramic figures, and even candles. This is what I was missing to see. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Have you ever seen a fungus releasing spores? Well, what you're seeing on screen is precisely that, a propagation of spores. The spore is an important element in the biological life cycles of plants, fungi, algae, and some protozoa. Most fungi produce spores, but those that do not are called asparaginous fungi. Norm, a 19-year-old content creator known for his daring streams on Twitch and YouTube, has achieved what many consider impossible. He broke the world record for the longest time without sleep, staying awake for an impressive 264 hours and 56 minutes. Despite his achievement, the journey was marred by various controversies and concerns about his health. Norm did not get any awards for this achievement, as the Guinness World Records have removed this feat from their lists due to how dangerous it can be. But still, nothing can take away from this personal goal from the enthusiastic streamer. 7-Eleven has launched hot dog-flavored sparkling water, combining the iconic flavor of a classic Big Bite hot dog, including ketchup and mustard. Can you imagine seeing your dearly departed loved one and giving them a hug like this? One of the tools that allows you to do this is called Cling. It works by adding a prompt, for example, Mona Lisa putting on glasses with her hands or Einstein playing the guitar, thus bringing video images to life. In addition, you can control movements, and the artificial intelligence will interpret the back of the head in the image, or how they look looking straight ahead, and you can also define how long your new video lasts. At just 5 years old, Zayn Safoglu has set a record by reaching 312 kilometers per hour in a Lamborghini, becoming the fastest child in the world. In 2020, the city of Cluj-Napoca in Romania became famous for an initiative called the Healthy Ticket Project. Residents were offered the chance to travel on the bus for free if they did 20 squats in 2 minutes. The success was immediate, and the project lasted for 3 years. In the women's volleyball final between Canada and Brazil, there was a moment of great tension due to a problem on the court that caused a pause in the match. However, suddenly, the popular song Imagine by John Lennon began to play throughout the stadium. The unexpected gesture caused the players who had been arguing moments before to start laughing, while the audience joined in, singing the iconic song. This is a tiny 3-wheeled microcar with barely 10 horsepower and reaching 90 kilometers per hour. It looked like a friendly robot that circulated through the hostility of post-war Germany and had swallowed its occupants. This was the Messerschmitt KR200. He is Yasuo Takamatsu, a 66-year-old Japanese man who dives every week in search of his wife, who disappeared more than 12 years ago after the 2011 tsunami in Japan. Yasuo risks his life to find the woman to whom he promised eternal love and who was on the roof of the bank where he worked during the disaster. She left him a last message that said, "Are you okay? I want to go home." Yasuo can't stop thinking about her and believes that she is somewhere nearby, so he has declared that he will not give up, even if it is only to say goodbye to her for the last time. This is how penalties are taken in blind football. A person touches both goalposts with a metal object so that the player knows the exact position of the goal. Their level of precision is incredible. If you were wondering, goalkeepers can be sighted or partially sighted. This is the most toxic caterpillar in the United States, the Megalopyge opercularis. A hairy caterpillar with a curious resemblance to a wig, it can cause more pain than a bee sting. Its soft hair hides spines that inject a toxin that damages the cells of whoever touches it, causing severe pain at the site of contact. Those who have experienced it describe the pain as equivalent to breaking a bone, walking on hot coals, or getting hit by a bat. A father's love has no limits, and an Argentine man showed it in a very special way. How? He built his daughter the Flintstones car, the famous vehicle from the popular American cartoon. The gesture was a promise he made her 20 years ago, and despite the passage of time, this dedicated father never forgot his promise. Recently, the 27-year-old shared the emotional gift on social media, generating a wave of support and admiration from users. This is Jean-Baptiste Chandelier, a paraglider pilot famous for flying very close to the ground. Watch as he goes up and down like it's easy. Originally from Briançon in the French Alps, Chandelier has gained worldwide recognition for his spectacular videos that combine aerial acrobatics with breathtaking scenery. In addition to his technical prowess, Chandelier is known for his artistic approach and ability to tell stories through his videos. His work has helped popularize paragliding and inspired many to explore the sport. Pretty impressive, don't you think? Meet Marawa Ibrahim. She is known for being the original creator of the roller skates with heels, but she is also an acrobat and winner of 12 Guinness records, like this one, for dancing 180 hula hoops at the same time. Simply impressive. When the Spanish were looking for the city of gold on their way, many of the natives spoke to the Spaniard Francisco de Orellana about white people who lived beyond the jungle and who kept immense treasures. It is said, according to the chronicles, that upon finding these tall, blonde, Caucasian-featured people, they asked them about their intentions, and the Spanish said that they were looking to Christianize the region and annex it to the Kingdom of Castile. These people said goodbye and were never heard from again. Mysterious, isn't it? If you are not yet a member of the channel, subscribe! This is the perfect time to do so. Black apple, the exotic fruit grown in Tibet, costs $8 each. They are known as Huan Yu, and although they are not exactly black, they have a very dark purple tinge with white flesh inside. Their unique color is due to the high altitude of the region, where the temperature fluctuates greatly between day and night, and the apples are exposed to excessive ultraviolet radiation, which favors the concentration of anthocyanins and therefore the dark skin. Not even the evil queen in Snow White would have imagined such a fruit. Did you know that artist Benjamin Lloyd, known for his airbrushing skills, uses his talent to give temporary tattoos to the little patients at Auckland's Starship Children's Hospital? He does this in order to make the little ones' stay in hospital more bearable, and from the look on these kids' faces, it seems he has succeeded. This is the inverted waterfall in Talca, Chile. And no, it is not a water master from a series or anime that is behind this spectacle. It is simply the opening of the Mole River and the strong currents of wind, which make the water change its direction and break with the gravitational parameters that we are so used to. The river turned into a waterfall, instead of bursting all its flow at the end of the precipice, reveals itself and rises towards the sky. A true spectacle of nature! This is the highest jump into water in history. Lazaro Schaller, better known as Lasso, jumped from a cliff at a height of 58.8 meters in Maggia, Switzerland in 2015. This athlete set up a platform on a waterfall from which he jumped into the water. The peculiarity is that this platform was at the highest height from which he had ever jumped. The jump was 58.8 meters high. This means that it was even higher than the Tower of Pisa, which measures 56.69 meters, and that means that with the jump, Lasso entered the water at a speed that exceeded 120 kilometers per hour. Believe it or not, scientists are on the verge of reviving the woolly mammoth. Remember, this huge animal lived during the Ice Age and became extinct thousands of years ago. However, that has not stopped them from reviving it, and they would do so by mixing its frozen cells with its closest relative, the Asian elephant. Would you like to see these animals alive, or is it better not to interfere? I'll read you in the comments. This is what a Western Marsh Harrier looks like. Doctors at Baylor College of Medicine and the Texas Heart Institute have implanted the Bivicor Total Artificial Heart into a human for the first time. This advanced device is designed to replace a failing heart and mimic natural functions, offering a more reliable solution for patients with end-stage heart failure. The successful procedure demonstrates the potential of the Bivicor heart to improve patient outcomes and survival rates. Can you imagine one day having to use one of these inventions? Did you know that pillow fights are a sport? They even have their own league, the PFC. The rules are simple. They face each other in one-on-one combat, where only one pillow is allowed to hit the opponent. As for defense, everything is allowed: punches, jumps, covering oneself with the pillow, among other things. This was the Tasmanian tiger, also known as the marsupial wolf or thylacine. It was a carnivorous marsupial native to Australia, Tasmania, and New Guinea, the largest marsupial predator that survived to modern times and whose extinction was caused mainly by humans. The last tiger on record was Benjamin, who died at Hobart Zoo in 1936, so as a unique specimen of its species, it encouraged naturalist David Flay to record for several minutes. In the city of Handan, China, we find the fabulous giant sculptures that cover almost 1 kilometer in length, with an average height of 25 meters. These statues represent the daily life of its inhabitants over time, with more than 20 scenes in relief. An interesting idea to demonstrate their culture and generate tourism, isn't it? This man built an amazing, fully functional car using wood as a raw material. Check out all the craftsmanship and engineering he put into achieving this incredible result. Packaged in an attractive and elegant can, the new Coke Oreo limited edition drink fuses the unmistakable Coke flavor with flavor touches inspired by Oreo cookies. On the other hand, Oreo cookies will also be released in a Coke-flavored version. This unexpected collaboration will be available on the market starting in September, according to the official product accounts. Do you dare to try this flavor available only for a limited time? The king of pop, Michael Jackson, based many of his dance moves on Bob Fosse, who played the snake in the 1974 film adaptation of The Little Prince. These particular dance moves had a profound impact on Michael, serving as inspiration for his movements, his way of walking, and his style of dress. Sam Barsky, the man who knits his own souvenirs. Sam Barsky, one of the most unusual gentlemen you will meet today. Sam is a guy who loves to travel and has been knitting sweaters since 1999. The truly curious thing came when he thought that he could combine his love for needles and wool with the places he visited. So after some time, Sam and his wife have a real collection of traveling sweaters in their house. Without a doubt, Donald Trump is one of the most media-savvy people in the world and is already a well-known brand. The famous Trump Tower in Manhattan, his skyscrapers, wines, hotels, golf courses, and perfumes are just a sample of how his last name represents prestige, luxury, and exclusivity. Without a doubt, you can hate him or you can love him, but there is no denying that he is someone brilliant at what he does. Heinz launches a ketchup dispenser ring. This is Heinz's hidden gem, a ring that allows you to carry and use ketchup discreetly in any restaurant, defying some culinary norms. Cristiano Ronaldo broke records with the creation of his YouTube channel. He managed to obtain the silver button in just 22 minutes, the gold in 90 minutes, and the diamond in just 12 hours. I dare say that today he is the most famous person on the planet. Using artificial intelligence, researchers at MIT and Massachusetts General Hospital work to develop a model that can prevent breast cancer 5 years before it presents symptoms. Artificial intelligence detected subtle patterns that could not be noticed by humans in more than 6,000 patients. With this advance, artificial intelligence predicted 30% of cases of high-risk patients, and plans are to extend this approach to other diseases. These are going to be the best Crocs designs you'll see today. Someone came up with the brilliant idea of filming bats upside down, and when you watch them, you get the feeling that they are dancing in a gothic disco. They certainly know how to have fun. This is the incredible Zipaquirá Salt Cathedral, located 48 kilometers north of Bogotá. This cathedral takes religious architecture to unsuspected limits. A wonderful modern construction built by Roswell Garavito Pearl in the 90s. It is located 180 meters underground, inside a salt mine that has been exploited since 1801, within the Zipaquirá Salt Park, and is embedded in the Cerro de Chipa at 2,652 meters above sea level. For its construction, 250,000 tons of salt were extracted, and it was built to accommodate up to 10,000 worshippers. Have you ever seen how hummingbirds extract nectar from flowers? Their tongue extends twice the length of their beak. They split it in two to catch the largest amount of liquid. Their tongue moves in and out up to 20 times per second. Botswana's President Mokgweetsi Masisi was shocked to receive the world's second largest diamond. A 492-carat rough stone found in Botswana is the largest found since the 106-carat Cullinan diamond in 1905. It is estimated to be worth over $40 million. Botswana, one of the world's largest diamond producers, accounts for 20% of the world's production. The Cullinan diamond was cut into 9 stones, many of which are part of the British Crown Jewels. This is how Colombian influencer Jashlam closed the Kid Superstring Theory fashion show. This was the look that stole glances due to its nature, as it literally unraveled as he walked. Bungee jumping over the Villarrica volcano in Chile is one of the places to do extreme sports. It is only for the truly brave. If you want to try it, jump with a rope in free fall over an active volcano. To get there, you need a helicopter, and if you're going to try it, I remind you that life does not always give second chances. This is the incredible process that takes hundreds of hammer blows, hours of patience, and high skill to achieve this incredible gold teapot. This is what happens to cars in the heat. Well, only to those with poor quality vinyl stickers. This happens when a little air gets in and expands with high temperatures. Did you know that 4 countries are fighting over the largest marine treasure in history? The Spanish galleon San Jose sank in 1708 off Cartagena de Indias, Colombia, and contains the treasure estimated at $20 billion. Spain says it belongs to them because the ship was Spanish, and at that time, that area was part of their empire. Colombia because it was found off their coast. Bolivia because the mineral was extracted in their mines in Potosí under conditions of slavery. And an American company is asking for half of the treasure because they discovered it. Who do you think the treasure belongs to? Let me know in the comments. Fanjing Mountain, one of the most spectacular destinations in the world. Fanjing Mountain in the Wuling Mountain Range, with its peculiar shape and 2,572 meters high, is imposing. It is one of the 5 sacred places of Buddhism in China and known as the treasure of the earth and humanity. It is also a national nature reserve and is part of the International Network of Biosphere Reserves. Have you ever wondered how the acclaimed film, winner of 11 Oscars, managed to film these fascinating scenes? Well, many miniature models in different scales, green backgrounds, digitally placed people, and perfectly synchronized extras were used to show greater realism. This is a commercial that tries to make us reflect and reflects what many people with disabilities experience, entitled, "When the World is Not Designed for You." In this commercial, an inverse world is shown, a world designed completely for people with disabilities, excluding those who do not have one. This is in order to offer a more empathetic, kind, and inclusive world so that we can all enjoy the best moments of life equally. Did you know that there are radars to find mosquitoes? A laser detects and illuminates the target. You have to do the dirty work. Nintendo will open its museum in Kyoto on October 2nd. Featuring interactive attractions celebrating more than 130 years of history, the exhibit will include all Nintendo products, from classic consoles to Hanafuda cards that visitors could customize. Activities include playing classic titles like Super Mario Bros. With giant controllers and Game & Watch using shadows. The museum also offers a cafe, themed restaurants, and an official store. Tickets, which cost 3,300 yen, $22.6, are reserved by lottery due to high demand. Have you ever wanted to go to the Nintendo Museum? Steven Richter recreated the final scene from Toy Story 1. Watch as he modified the toys to make them look exactly like the movie. After several attempts, the scene turned out pretty well. More than 1 million limbs are amputated every year around the world, which is why the bionic prosthesis market is generating a lot of money. One example is the soft foot, which is an artificial foot that imitates the anatomy of a real foot. This prosthesis allows you to kneel and squat comfortably. The coolest thing is that it does not need motors or batteries, as it is purely mechanical. Would you believe me if I told you that this man survived being struck by 2 lightning bolts? His name is Liu Nan, and a few months ago he survived the worst nightmare a person can imagine, being struck by lightning. The funny thing about all this is that this man survived not just 1, but 2 lightning bolts in a row in a matter of minutes. Liu Nan is recovering, and it seems that his life will continue as normal. At Tivoli Friheden Park in Denmark, you can freefall from this tower. You jump from 30 meters high and land on a net. There are protections and safety equipment. Would you dare? The Mogo exoskeleton pants, created by Arc'teryx and Skip Innovations, are designed to improve the experience of hikers by offering 40% more strength when climbing mountains. They cushion your steps and strengthen your knees on slopes, but are not intended for people with walking difficulties. They are priced at $5,000 and promise to improve physical performance in outdoor activities. Skip Innovations is also developing a similar product for people with neurological diseases. Would you like to have a pair of pants like this? This is Edward Yudenich, who at just 7 years old, demonstrated a unique mastery, skill, and passion when conducting the State Orchestra of Uzbekistan. Although little is known about this very young musician today, he stands out for having conducted the performance of the overture to Johann Strauss's The Bat and the preludes to Franz Liszt. A true prodigy! Uruguayan socialite Ramon Artagavetia survived a ship sinking in 1871, which caused him to have an irrational fear of traveling. It took 41 years for him to board a ship again, which turned out to be the Titanic. This time, unfortunately, he could not survive. This is Justin Rash, an American artist-director and animator with 24 years of experience in stop motion, computer graphics, and 2D animation for television and video game film. He shows us on his social networks a series of videos of all the impressive work behind a shot to achieve these wonderful animations. In some rural areas of Romania, people use the natural force of running water to wash their clothes. They use giant wooden tubs through which water from streams flows. Through this process, they conserve water and also use wood ash that contains potassium carbonate, which is what we find in soap. They also use the force of the water to lift these wooden hammers that help wash clothes. Simply amazing. These are ghost apples. They were apples like any other before they rotted due to low ambient temperatures. And what you see here is just the ice structure left after rain fell on the fruit, and it froze. Because of this, we only see the ice, with no trace of the fruit. It seems that reality is going to surpass fiction very soon. A Japanese company called Tsubame Industries is developing gigantic robots that you can drive from inside. This particular robot is Arcax, their most recent creation, which is 15 feet tall and weighs more than 3 tons. Such a robot is not cheap at all. If you want one, you will have to pay nothing more and nothing less than $2.75 million. Did you know the technique for inserting a new section into ships? Yes, it is possible to insert a section into a ship. Just like in Word, processing documents where section breaks are used to change the format or layout, in shipbuilding sections can also be added to modify the structure. These sections can affect the length, shape, or functionality of the ship. For example, if an existing ship needs to be extended or its design modified, new sections can be inserted to achieve this. What you are seeing is a white blood cell chasing a bacteria in our body. Yes, as you heard. It is known that the human body contains white blood cells that are responsible for eliminating bacteria and thus keeping our body healthy. But we never imagined being able to see how this biological process is done. Would you believe me if I told you that this is the inside of a train? Well, it is! Since 2019, Clubhouse 33 in the city of Nuremberg has been organizing the Techno Train, an annual event where they turn the train cars into a night party room, and inside it, you can find everything you need to have a good time, drinks, food, dance floors, and DJ booths. This is a hybrid work of art created from bees, honey, sun, and minimal human intervention. This type of art that fuses animal and human elements arises from the creativity of artist Tomás João, who decided to give prominence to nature, demonstrating that intensive human manipulation is not necessary for them to be considered authentic works of art. A Vietnamese content creator and carpenter took creativity to the next level, recreating the famous Tesla Cybertruck using only wood. Despite its wooden construction, this Cybertruck replica features details of the technology and functionality that characterizes Tesla vehicles. The man, named Truong Van Dao, spent 100 days creating this masterpiece, incorporating a metal frame that houses a suspension, a battery pack at the bottom, and tires with rims, also made of wood. This is what the retractable grass system at Real Madrid's Santiago Bernabéu Stadium looks like. It is an innovative system for removing and preserving the stadium's playing field. It is an underground pit approximately 30 meters deep where large platforms of grass are stored, removed after each match using a system of lifts. Once the turf is removed, a treatment system begins to restore it and leave it in optimal conditions for the next match, protecting it from rain and frost. Do you know who the famous Gerber face baby was? It was a woman named Anne Turner Cook, born in 1929 in Connecticut, United States. When the Gerber Company announced that it was looking for models for its 1928 line, her parents sent a drawing of her face made by a neighbor. The brand was so fascinated by the drawing that it registered it as the new logo in 1931. And that is how Anne has been the image on all Gerber packaging since then. This is one of the strangest sports in the world. It is the Dutch Headwind Cycling Championship, which, as its name suggests, is a cycling race with the peculiarity of having the wind as your enemy. The race is only 8.5 kilometers long, but it takes participants more than 20 minutes to complete it. There are stretches where the winds are blowing at more than 100 kilometers per hour, and it is practically impossible to continue moving forward. This is Gyro Glove, a glove with a gyroscope designed to restore natural mobility to patients with Parkinson's. The mechanical support of gyro gear promises to restore movement of the limbs with the help of a novel gyroscope enabled on the opposite side of the palm. Although gyro gear clarifies that its prolonged use will not help the neurodegenerative disease to slow down, it will restore much of the control that is lost in essential activities such as eating. The Steinlauf brothers gained fame for their bizarre bicycle creations in the early 20th century. The brothers exhibited several strange bicycles during 1939. Paris Hilton bought a $325,000 house for her dogs. It had 2 floors and contained designer furniture. That house cost more than the world average for the cost of a large 2-story, 5-bedroom house. This is the first time something like this has happened in history. A tie during a race. The judges were unable to determine a winner. Both competitors took the gold. This is one of the best advertisements I have ever seen. It seems that the cars that enter the tunnel are sucked into the vacuum cleaner. In 6 years, a large number of people will stop paying their electricity bill. What? That's how it is. This cube that you see on the screen produces electricity without needing the sun, water, or wind. The neutrino power cup is designed to capture invisible radiation and convert it into electricity. It produces enough electricity for a family of 4 or 5 people. Waxwing birds, a species of bird that lives in North America, especially in Canada, and has the unique habit of eating fermented fruits which contain alcohol, which leads them to get drunk. After consuming these fruits, it is common to see them lying on the sidewalks drunk and disoriented. Did you know the wooden scooters from El Congo? They are handmade, carved with a machete. As you can see, they do not have any type of motor, so the way to move is by being dragged by another vehicle, by pushing or simply taking advantage of the unevenness of the road. They are mainly used to transport large loads around the city. This is the smallest television in the world. The screen measures just 2.5 centimeters. It comes with a built-in USB flash drive, so you can save your favorite videos and shows on it. A group of young people in Africa have created the first film produced entirely in CapCut, marking a milestone as the first African cinematic universe film. The hour-long film is available on YouTube. It was recorded with an iPhone X and edited with a Galaxy S7 Edge in a period of 2 months. This first installment tells the story of Frank, a young alien who tries to escape from his evil brother, Cyrus. I recommend you watch it at the end of this video. Are you a wine lover? What would you think if you went to a restaurant and they offered you this wine? Eric Boschman, one of the most recognized sommeliers in the world, managed to fool everyone with a boxed wine. In his experiment, he bought the cheapest wine from the supermarket that barely cost $3 and put it in a glass bottle. He designed it a beautiful label and entered it into a prestigious international competition, the Gilbert and Gaillard Awards. The surprise was that Boschman wine won the gold medal. Can you believe it? This experiment shows that appearances can be deceiving. Be careful with your next purchase. In this animation, you can see a comparison of the different monsters from Stranger Things. What would you do if you met any of them? Did you know that when a blind person uses a cane with red and white ribbon, this indicates that in addition to having visual difficulties, they also have hearing problems? Don't forget to share this interesting fact. Made of NASA's nanomaterial silica aerogel, the lightest solid on planet Earth, the Air Swipe bag is made of 99% pure nothing and 1% glass, the glass of the future. This very delicate nanomaterial has been used by NASA to capture stardust. This Air Swipe bag is the biggest ever object made of this space technology nanomaterial. Look at the incredible characterizations this woman can do with just a little cardboard and makeup. Is awesome! In the city of Changsha in China, there is a store that has become a true attraction for locals and tourists for a very special reason. All of its products are huge, from chips, cookies, noodles, and everything you can imagine. Thousands of people visit the place every day to try these unique snacks. This group of beatboxers has created the soundtrack and sound effects for this scene from Dragon Ball Z. The result is simply incredible. That's all for today. See you in the next video.